I didn't even bother parking anything. I had already ran into the vehicle as I wanted everybody in Aggrey Road to see me enter the Citroen. And even though nobody was waving, I was waving at everybody. Was shell-shocked seeing one of their regular homeboys entering that kind of expensive car. Welcome, viewers. The Bible says a child left to himself will bring shame. And that was the outcome for me and for my younger brother, because my busy mother was completely preoccupied trying to make a living to support her family. She was away from morning and comes back very late in the evening, around 7 or 8. We don't see her throughout the day. And all this while, we are left at the hands and at the mercy of house helps. House helps. I was left in that dangerous place, Aggrey Road Waterfront, in the hands of house help, who let us do everything we like to do. Aggrey Road was becoming something else altogether for a young man like me. My mother had become more prosperous. She had become a landlady. She had bought lands and has built many other face me and face you apartments. And she was now looked as one of the elites of that Aggrey Road Waterfront. I was beginning to get used to my new status of being able to afford all kinds of fun. But something happened that was to change the trajectory of my life. Unannounced, my father came back. It was the greatest day of my life. I've lost all memory of what my father looked like, except from what my mother tells me about my father. But nothing she described about my father matched my first recollection of seeing my father. He came with a Citroen. When you drive a Citroen, it's a statement. And to come to Aggrey Road Waterfront, where nobody has seen that kind of luxurious car, I was so proud that it was my father driving the Citroen with a driver, with a chauffeur, and he was coming for me. My father came back for me and my younger brother that he had given up to be killed. He wanted my mother to abort that child. Now my father has come to his senses and he's coming to fetch me and my younger brother to come live with him. It was a wonderful day. My mother did not need to ask me if I want to go with my father. I summarily said yes. In fact, before she would even finish, I didn't even bother packing anything. I had already run into the vehicle as I wanted everybody in Aggrey Road to see me enter the Citroen. And even though nobody was waving, I was waving at everybody. Was shell-shocked seeing one of their regular homeboys entering that kind of expensive car. I was so excited. I was waving at everybody like any politician would do when they go for rallies. And that was how I commenced my journey back to the palace. We arrived at my father's luxury duplex. It was more than everything my mother has described. I'd forgotten all luxuries until I arrived at my father's house. I was looking at everywhere. The expansive house. I had forgotten how to speak in proper English. I could not speak pidgin English. Coming back to the palace was another kind of hell, because now I was made to be like a proper child. I was asked to sit on the table and use cutleries to eat. It was torture to use cutleries to eat yam or to eat rice and all of that. And my uncle, my father's younger brother, who was also around at that time, made me spell anything I wanted. If I wanted ice cream, you say, if you can spell it, you can have it. It helped me to quickly build my vocabulary, but it was a torture from a boy from Aggrey Road Waterfront. There were too many things I could not have because I could not spell them. But my younger sister, who had never had the kind of experience I had, could have everything. So I was angry and determined that I was going to learn quickly. And I worked hard at studying. I worked hard at reading. I copied everything my sister did. And I would not ask for anything except she asked. When she asked for ice cream, I would also ask for ice cream. And if they asked her to spell the ice cream, I learned the spelling of ice cream from her. And that was how the jungle boy learned to survive the hard way. And life became good for me back in the palace. I really enjoyed my time in the palace. My father gave me the luxury of sleeping with him in his room. He wanted to make up for all the lost time. My father had so much to teach, so much to share, so much to pass on to me. But when we come back, I will tell you what happened to Chief Lawrence Kenneth Anger.
People, the tide turned. It's not always going to be Aggrey Road in your life. There is a fixer up there who is watching over your life. Weeping may endure for the night, but joy surely comes in the morning. God is watching over you. He doesn't go to sleep. He doesn't get tired. He knows how in 24 hours to change your circumstances. Did you see 7-year, 9-year-old boy weaving like a politician? Do you know that vehicle that is called Citroen Super D? The vehicle that rises up when you start it, it goes up like this. In the early 60s, if you touch Super D, you made it in life. See, God knows how to change your circumstances. The story of your life may not always be as pleasant as you want it to be. But there is a thread we are seeing. It's a thread we are seeing through it. That there is an invisible hand. Remember how Boma got healed. There's an invisible hand. There is God. Give him his rightful place in your life. As I told you before, it will be an adventure. Things that God will bring to pass in your life, you yourself have no idea. Keep listening to these videos. Something will happen to you. Now, do not forget to subscribe to our channel. Encourage us by sending us your reviews. Forward these videos to your friends. Many people can connect to what is happening, and you will be helping them. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
unannounced, my father came back. It was the greatest day of my life. I've lost all memory of what my father looked like, except from what my mother tells me about my father.